Let's start the explanation of the chapter. Do you still know me? I asked. The woman looked at me searchingly. She had opened the door a chink. Chink means little. I came closer and stood on the step. No, I don't know you. I am Mrs. S. daughter. The protagonist means main character, asked the woman standing at the door if she still know her. Mrs. Darling had opened the door a little. The protagonist came closer to the door and stood there, and Mrs. Darling responded negatively. The protagonist gave her introduction. She said she was the daughter of Mrs. S. Next para, she held her hand on the door as though she wanted to prevent it opening any further. Her face gave absolutely no sign of recognition. She kept staring at me in silence. Explanation. Listen explanation carefully. Mrs. Darling had held the door tightly as she didn't want her to enter the house, and Mrs. Darling kept staring at the protagonist as she could not recognize her. Next para, perhaps I was mistaken. I thought perhaps it is not her. I had seen her only once fleetingly, and that was years ago. It was most probable that I had rung the wrong bell. The woman let go of the door and stepped to the side. She was wearing my mother's green knitted cardigan. The wooden buttons were rather pale from washing. She saw that I was looking at the cardigan and half hid herself again behind the door, but I knew now that I was right. Well, you knew my mother? I asked. Have you come back? Said the woman. I thought no one had come back, only me. Let's listen the explanation. The protagonist thought maybe she had come to the wrong house. She had seen the woman only her a short time years ago. Fleetingly means short time. The woman who answered the door stepped aside and let go of the door. The girl recognized her mother's green knitted cardigan that the woman was wearing. Woman means Mrs. Darling. The wooden button had become pale because of the washing. Mrs. Darling noticed the girl was looking at the cardigan. Mrs. Darling hid behind the door. Now the girl knew she had to the right house. The protagonist asked the woman about her mother. The woman asked her if she had come back. She replied only to her, and no one else came with her. Now I am going to read the next page. A door opened and closed in the passage behind her. A musty smell emerged. Musty means foul smell. I regret I cannot do anything for you. I have come here specially on the train. I wanted to talk to you for a moment. Now listen the explanation. Mrs. Darling opened the door and a passage was behind her. Foul smell was coming from there like stale smell. Mrs. Darling replied her that now it is not convenient to talk right now and asked her to come later. Next line, she nodded and cautiously closed the door as though no one inside the house should be disturbed. Mrs. Darling closed the door as she didn't want anyone to get disturbed in the house. Next para, I stood where I was on the step. The curtain in front of the bay window moved. Someone stared at me and would then have asked what I wanted or nothing. The woman would have said it was nothing. Listen the explanation. The protagonist was standing on the step. She saw a curtain moving on the window bay. Bay means a window in the part of a room that sticks out from the wall of a house. Someone was staring at her from inside the house. She thought it was nothing, as the woman would have told her. Next lines, I looked at the name plate again. Darling, it said in black letters on white enamel, and on the jamb, a bit higher, the number 46. Listen explanation. The girl looked at the number plate again. It said number 46. Darling was written there on white enamel plate Jam. Jam means a side surface of a doorway. Now, next para. As I walked slowly back to the station, I thought about my mother who had given me the address years ago. It had been in the first half of the war. I was home for a few days and it struck me immediately that something or other about the rooms had changed. I missed various things. My mother was surprised I should have noticed so quickly. Then she told me about Mrs. Darling. I had never heard of her, but apparently she was an old acquaintance of my mother whom she had not seen for years. She had suddenly turned up and renewed their contact. Since then, she had come regularly. Now, listen the explanation. Now the protagonist was going back to station and she was thinking about her mother who had given her the address years ago. It was the first half of the war. She was at home for a few days and suddenly it struck her that the room was different now. Various things were missing from the room. Her mother was also surprised that she had noticed the change so quickly, and that time only her mother told her about Mrs. Darling. She never heard about her, but she was an old acquaintance of hers whom she had not seen for years. Suddenly, she came to her house, and since then, they had been in regular contact. Now, next paragraph. Every time she leaves here, she takes something home with her, said my mother. She took all the table silver in one go and then the antique plates that hung there. She had trouble lugging those large vases, and I am worried she got a crick in her back from the crockery. My mother shook her head pityingly. I would never have dared ask her. She suggested it to me herself. She even insisted she wanted to save all my nice things. If we have to leave here, we shall lose everything, she says. Now listen explanation. Her mother told her that whenever that woman came to visit her, she took something from the house with her. Table silvers, antique plates, and she had trouble over carrying the large vase. She told her that the cramp in her back came from the crockery. Her mother shook her head in sorrow. The woman kept telling the protagonist's mother that she wanted to save her precious things. If they had to leave the place someday, they would lose everything. Next lines. Have you agreed with her that she should keep everything? I asked. As if that's necessary, my mother cried. It would simply be an insult to talk like that. And think about the risk she's running each time she goes out of our door with a full suitcase or bag. Explanation of these lines. She asked her mother if she really wanted her to take all the things with her. Her mother replied that even if she didn't, it would be an insult to ask her not to. She was going out with a risk herself, a suitcase full of items. Next para. My mother seemed to notice that I was not entirely convinced. She looked at me reprovingly. Reprovingly means critically, and after that, we spoke no more about it. Meanwhile, I had arrived at the station without having paid much attention to things on the way. I was walking in familiar places again for the first time since the war, but I did not want to go further than was necessary. I did not want to upset myself with the sight of streets and houses full of memories from a precious time. Let's listen the explanation. Her mother noticed that she was not convinced and looked at her critically. After that day, they never talked about the incident again. She reached the station without noticing any details on the way. She passed the familiar things after the war for the first time. She did not want to upset herself with the familiar sights of houses and streets that reminded her of all the precious times. Now, next paragraph. In the train back, I saw Mrs. Darling in front of me again. As I had the first time I met her, it was the morning after the day my mother had told me about her. I had got up late and coming downstairs, I saw my mother about to see someone out, a woman with a broad back. There is my daughter, said my daughter. She beckoned to me The woman nodded and picked up the suitcase. Under the coat rack, she wore a brown coat and a shapeless hat. Does she live far away? I asked, seeing the difficulty she had going out of the house with the heavy case. In Marconi Street, said my mother. Number 46. Remember that. Now listen explanation. Back in time, she saw Mrs. Darling in person a day after her mother told her daughter about her. She woke up late that morning. As she was going downstairs, she saw her, the lady with broad back. Her mother was seeing her out. Her mother introduced the protagonist to the lady. She gestured to her and the woman responded with a nod. She picked the suitcase under the coat rack. She was wearing a brown coat and a shapeless hat. The protagonist asked her mother if she lived far away. The mother told her the address, Marconi Street, number 46. She remembered it. Next para, I had remembered it, but I had waited a long time to go there. Initially, after the liberation, I was absolutely not interested in all that stored stuff, and naturally, I was also rather afraid of it, afraid of being confronted with things that had belonged to a connection that no longer existed, which were hidden away in cupboards and boxes and waiting in vain until they were put back in their place again, which had endured all those years because they were things. Now, listen the explanation. She remembered the address, but she took the girl remembered the address, but she took too long to visit the place. After the freedom, she was on one hand not interested, and on the other hand, she was afraid. She was afraid of getting confronted with the past memories and connection that no longer existed, which were hidden away in cupboards and boxes and waiting in vain until they were put back in their place again, which had endured all those years because they were things. Now listen the explanation. She remembered the address, but she took too long to visit the place. After the freedom, she was on one hand not interested, and on the other hand, she was afraid. She was afraid of getting confronted with the past memories and connection that no longer existed. Connections were hidden in cupboards and boxes. It seemed that those memories were waiting in vain to put them back to their places, as they had suffered all these years because they were only things. Next para. But gradually everything became normal again. Bread was getting to be a lighter color. There was a bed you could sleep in unthreatened, a room with a view you were more used to glancing at each day. And one day I noticed I was curious about all the possessions that must still be at that address. I wanted to see them, touch, remember. After my first visit in vain to Mrs. Darling's house, I decided to try a second time. Now a girl of about 15 opened the door to me. I asked her if her mother was at home. No, she said. My mother's doing an errand. No matter. I said I will wait for her. Now explanation. Things were getting normal in the protagonist's life, but one day she got curious about all the things that were still at that address. She wanted to see them and touch them. After the first hopeless visit, she decided to try one more time. When she reached Mrs. Darling's home, a girl of 15 years opened the door. The protagonist asked her about her mother. She told her that she was outside doing some errands, to which the protagonist decided that she would wait for her.